He did it. He actually managed to access the files of the terminal's memory module. Frederick feels relieved when the massive burden of not getting anywhere drops off his shoulders. This time, he will finally get some answers. No more cryptic transmissions, eerie music, or other creepy things happening to him. Just some honest-to-God text files. A first step towards solving this mystery. Full of joy, he lets out a celebration of victory. Yes, I fucking did it! Woo! In his moment of jubilation, he almost tears the jury-rigged wires out of the memory module. Feeling the slight tug of the wires, he just barely manages to catch his left arm, preventing disaster. No longer distracted, he focuses his attention back on the tiny screen of his suit. Too close. Okay. Whew. Time for some answers. What the hell happened here? He ruminates a bit. The personal log should be kept as a backup plan. Who knows what the people who wrote them were like? No, I want concise information. What made them abandon this place? Thinking about the question burning in his mind, he concludes that the mining operation logs would probably be his best bet to find any official, or rather credible information. Quickly navigating the file structure, he is greeted by a subfolder that contains dozens of text files. 430317, 430323, 430405, 430412, 430419, 430508, 430522, 430602. Well, at least they kept them somewhat organised. I doubt that the earlier ones contained any useful information, though. Knowing that this was a mining outpost, something extraordinary must have forced them to leave here. Otherwise, this would just be marked as a regular abandoned mining camp. Also, no mining camp I know of has possessed airlocks. On that note, he scrolls to the very bottom of the list. 441006, 441007. A clear jump in frequency. The first ones had weeks between them at times. These are only 1 day apart. This could be a good indication, depending on how you interpret it. Also, this base has only been active for about 1 year, according to the file names. He pauses for a bit. That's way too short. They must have lost dozens of millions with this. A mixed feeling of both pride and fear rises in his stomach. That means something happened. I should probably check out the first one of the frequent logs. He scrolls back up again, until he locates the first of this particular series of text files. Filled with both excitement and curiosity, he eagerly opens the file. 441003. Evacuation Team 2. Mr. Miller and Ms. Jung found something, quote, unusual today. They described it as a golden-coloured metal chunk, found about 3 meters below the surface at site number B24. According to them, their Geiger counters went crazy and started ticking in random, short bursts. For personal safety, they quickly retreated from the scene and went back to base for a medical exam. They got screened by our local physician, who then told me that they had only received a low dose of radiation with next to 0 chances of later complications. We currently don't have the equipment required for an in-situ analysis of the metal junk in question, so I told them to avoid the site and contacted my superior, Mr. Baville, about this. His instructions were to wait until a specialist team arrives at the base, urging me to keep my people away from there. He was very clear in that regard, and I wholly agree with him. I will inform my colleagues that Site B24 is under quarantine for now, until further notice. They actually found something. I knew it. But wait, golden metal chunk? He looks at the golden dust covering the entire room. Oh. Wait, they said something about Geiger counters, but mine didn't do anything yet. Worried, he unclips it from his belt and inspects it, looking for any kind of damage, only to realize it is currently turned off. A cold sweat forms in his forehead. Oh. Please tell me I'm not getting blasted with radiation right now. Without wasting any time, he quickly turns on his Geiger counter and puts it back on his belt. A few seconds later, he hears the usual audio chime, indicating something connected to the suit wirelessly. Anxious, he holds his breath and listens for any ticks, cursing the car music for bothering him in this moment. But there are no ticks. Relieved, he breathes out deeply and takes a small step back. Tick. His eyes go wide. Was that his Geiger counter just now? He freezes in place and listens for any ticks again. Silence. The only thing he can hear is the ever-present music. What? I could swear I just heard it tick. Maybe it's just background radiation. This time, he slowly and carefully takes a small step forward again. Tick. Okay, this time I heard it loud and clear. Why does me taking a step trigger my Geiger counter? Last time I checked, my boots weren't radioactive while taking a goddamn step. And why does it stop after only one tick? His mind starts racing again, trying to come up with a reasonable explanation for the things currently happening. Suddenly, he has a flash of inspiration. If that golden metal chunk was radioactive in random bursts, maybe the golden dust is as well. But it definitely reacts to physical contact in some way. But how? Does it form radioactive isotopes when crushed? Maybe the more current logs have more infos. Holding the display up to his helmet again, he starts reading the second log. 44-10-04. This morning, Miller and Jung approached me during breakfast and they reported something unexpected. As a precaution, I am going to record it for posterity. They are scheduled to go out and visit a different point of interest, B37, for examination, but something is wrong with their rover. According to them, it refuses starting up and throws error codes instead. This is highly unusual, as all rovers have just been serviced 2 weeks ago. Reports didn't mention anything wrong with this one either. To be safe, I instructed them to take Rover 4 instead, and to leave Rover 1 in the hangar. Mr. Rowland, the base mechanic, has been notified, but he is currently busy maintaining the converter cabinets in the main building. He told me he would take a look at it as soon as he finishes his work on the cabinets. There have been no further instructions from Mr. Beauville so far, so I am still waiting for the researchers to arrive and investigate the metal chunk. I will contact him tomorrow if he hasn't done the same until then. 44-10-05. Considering the events of the past few days, I will continue to document the happenings around the base on a daily basis, just in case something happens. Mr. Rowland briefed me about Rover 1. He told me that it's an issue with the rover's electronics rather than something mechanical. Something having to do with corrupted data and fried circuits. The problem is, there are currently no IT experts living here, and certainly none who would be familiar with a lunar surface rover. I contacted my superior, Mr. Beauville again, to inform him about the current situation, who then in return informed me about the incoming team of scientists. He seemed worried during our talk, but I'm not sure about what exactly. But now I at least have an ETA for the team of scientists. They are expected to arrive tomorrow. Hopefully they can shed some light on the whole situation. Mr. Beauville also assured me that this is standard procedure, and we can continue our activities as usual. Interesting. Mr. Higher Up was worried. I bet it had to do with that golden metal. There might be coincidences, but this is too much to be unrelated. But what about the radioactivity? Eager to find out more, he opens the next file. 44-10-06. The scientists arrived today. The team numbers 3 people and consists of 1 expert in the field of nuclear physics, an engineer with a degree in exotic material science, and a doctor who specializes in radioactive injuries. They first wanted to talk to Miller and Jung, and after they were done talking to them, the physicist and the engineer wanted me to show them where to find the metal chunk, while the doctor took them with him for further medical exams. I showed the 2 of them the location on a standard lunar map, and provided them with Rover 3 for transportation. About 1 hour later, at around 0230 LST, they left for Site B24 and told me they would be back in 5 hours. Surprisingly, they came back around 2 hours earlier than expected. According to them, recovering the material was easier than anticipated, and they informed me that a temporary laboratory is required for further study. I considered my options. I let them set up their interim laboratory in the office area, as I am the only person currently using it. I will transfer my office over to the break room for the time being. I hope the next file contains more information, otherwise I'm back to 0. Come on, please. Please have some information about the golden metal. He nervously opens the last text file. 44-10-07. The scientists have been busy in the laboratory non-stop for the last 18 hours. One of them, the physicist, or Ms. Zabrov as I know her now, told me about their results. Apparently this is a currently unknown alloy of metal with extremely unusual properties. They took small samples for analysis, and the whole chunk reacted to it. I repeat, it reacted. It, for example, apparently caused its composition to change slightly at the damaged spots where samples were taken, possibly to prevent further damage to itself. It is hard to believe, even for myself, but she told me it has the ability to perceive and even react to external stimuli, such as electromagnetic waves, electric fields, and even radioactivity. It has also been observed emitting said phenomena, and even expanding its surface onto other metal surfaces. They fed it multiple small cutting implements already, observing its size increasing. Now they want to find out whether it is actually sentient or not. Considering its ability to process external stimuli, it seems very likely, though. Sentient metal is what they dubbed it for now. Her colleague also wants to see it react to inputs coming from a computer. She told me that, according to him, it could hypothetically be used as an advanced processor in future computers, considering its ability to make decisions based on an input. After telling me that, she left the break room and excitedly went back to the laboratory. I shared what she told me with Mr. Boville, and he seems even more worried now. I can't help myself but feel uneasy at the moment. Hopefully, they will leave with that thing soon.
What?